But at the same time, I was thinking, no, this little motherfucking boy ain't turning up this goddamn house. You ain't lost your motherfucking mind. You can look for Kenya all the fuck you want, but you ain't finna turn my goddamn house up, right? What's up, everybody? Welcome to My Twisted Life with Poetry. I am Poetry. This is Queen Sugar, Season 2, Episode 5, Caroling Dusk. Now, I am not certain at all what the hell this title has to do with this episode. So somebody can break that down for me once again. Like I said, we've already determined that the episode titles are poems. I'm just not getting the relation. Caroling Dusk, or what was going on. Hold on. I know I got to get my stick for the cat and the dog. Cat already got her butt up here. The dog already up here starting to make his little noise. Let's just hop right into it. This episode was boring to me. I'm just going to be honest. It was boring to me, so hopefully that my recap ain't as boring as I thought this episode was. I mean, it had a lot of good points, a lot of things that were come to light. But I just wasn't, it didn't hold my attention like a lot of the other episodes. But let's go to it. Charlie is at therapy. She calls Micah. Micah is over at Habitat for Humanity. Apparently, Micah should be where Charlie is at, but he's not there. He decided to go with Nova and contribute to the community. He said that Charlie's always telling him he needs to get some community service hours, so this is his way of doing so. Okay, so Charlie is like, okay, well, I guess this therapy session is over. I'm about to bounce. And the therapist is like, no. Don't sit it back down, baby girl. You need to talk to me too. Because I think that me talking to you is going to help me talk to Micah, you know. Good therapist con her into sitting down and having that conversation that she didn't want to have. Ra is cooking up dinner. Not dinner, breakfast. Cooking up breakfast. Darla is showing up before Blue is waking up in the morning. She's like, she loved being here to see him when he wake up. Ra cooked breakfast for her, and she's like, oh, sweetie, that's so sweet. It looked like a roll and some eggs to me. I don't know what else was on that plate. It was just yellow. That's all I saw. But the fact that a man cooked for you, you know, that is kind of buttery. You get your little fifis, especially if you don't do it all the time. If you start doing it all the time, you know, you may lose that feeling. But you know what? Anyway, Ra's sexy, so having a sexy man cook for you was always a plus. I don't know if it's just me. You know what? I think it is just me. I think the 99.9% of the rest of the women is still on the beard gang tip. I am so sick of seeing men with these beards, black, white, or otherwise. I like a low, close to the face fade. I can deal with that. Like Davis's beard, the way it's cut to the face, I could deal with it, but I still don't like the fullness. The all up her beard, that gets on. I'm so sick of seeing that look. Give me a low goatee type of, just a jawline trim. That's sexy to me. I'm so sick of seeing these full beards. Some of y'all go too far too. Y'all get this old Abraham Lincoln fullness. Ra's getting to the fullness state, and I'm not liking it. I'm sorry. He's sexy, but that beard got to go for me. They really do. Okay, so anyway, Ra's going out to go soy some beans in the field, and it's been 2 weeks now since Darla lost her job. He wants her to move in, and she like, no, that's not what I'm about to do. He was like, come on now, I'm so tired. I don't want you to be out there struggling. I know times is hard. I could be there for you. She's like, no, I need to do this for myself. It's not the time for me to move in. She was like, you know what? I don't want you to worry about me. I'm going to be back on my feet soon. So I was like, why is Darla so resistant? I probably understand not moving in, but she seems so resistant to the relationship altogether. That's what was causing me concern. Okay, so Vi and Wood taste testing pies. And they got like a bunch of them up on the table. 11 of them pies up on the table. Vi's head not in the game, pretty much. And he like, what's wrong, woman? She, you know. She's like, I just want the pie set. He, nah, I know you. It ain't about the pie selling. What's wrong? So she finally let him in on the wheel that Ernest left, leaving Rye everything. And he was like, well, truth be told, when Charlie and Nova was out there living life, Rye was the one taking care of the farm. But I'm like, look, that's not fair. They sisters and brothers. He left it to all of them initially, but we got a new thing now. She said he don't want them problems. Just like, I don't want him to go to that. I told him to leave it alone. He said, yeah, it may not be fair, but it's the truth. Rob been the one taking care of this for him. They had nothing to do with it all the way up until the time Ernest died. They weren't involved with this for him. It was Rob. So it is the way it is. She having second thoughts about going out here trying to promote these pies. Wood is like, not today, baby. That's not gonna happen. You was not put on this earth to be Charlie Nova and Rod's babysitter. So you gonna get out here and live your damn dream, and I'm gonna help you live it. That's the end of the story. Have I said that I love them? I still love their dynamic as a couple. Like, they are supportive of each other. They know how to check each other. They're just on point with that. You know what I'm saying? Back at therapy is getting into the issues with Charlie. And Charlie's like, look, let's keep this focused on Micah. She said, well, talking to you about your history with your parents can help me understand maybe some generational patterns, which I'm always myself is afraid to talk about that. Like, every time my mama does some fucked up shit or some shit that I think is fucked up and just like totally non-parental, I turn to my daughter and I'll be like, am I like that? And I pray that she's telling me the truth. Because I don't want those generational behavior. I don't want it to be generational behaviors that I'm transferring down. Okay, I know we all got fucking attitudes. Me, my mama, my grandmama. My great grandmother probably wasn't like that. But yeah, so I know Keena got her attitude from me. But the cycle of mental abuse that's been transferred from my mother to my grandmother, and I can't even really say that it was really transferred to me. My mother, every once in a while, has some psychological issues that try to spur towards me, but I'm a little bit more stronger, and I think it's the lack of alcohol and narcotic abuse that I don't have in my life. So she kind of skips me and try to push it off on Keena. But I'm that mama that's like, no, the fuck you not with my kids. So I don't know. Basically, what the therapist is trying to get Charlie to understand is there may be some traits that you may have unconsciously picked up from your upbringing that you're deflecting over to Micah, and she wants her to be able to see and recognize that. While they're over at the Habitat for Humanity, here comes Dr. Dubois. I mean, he done came all the way from the A to see him some Nova. She's like, what the hell you doing here? He said, you asked for some help, so I'm here. She said, from Atlanta to New Orleans, that's a long damn way for some help. Okay, you ain't that green, girl. You know this man is feeling you. He is feeling you. And I think she knew it because she's smiling like a little Cheshire cat. Darla goes over to Charlie at the meal and like, look, I got a resume and I need help finding a job. It's been 2 weeks and I want to see if you can help me. So Charlie looks over the resume, goes through the types of things that she's done, looked at the businesses that she was employed with, and like there's a lot of gaps in here that's concerning. You know this girl's fucking background. You know that she was cracked out for a few years out there on the street, out there bad, just like your fucking brother was locked up for a few years. You know what the gaps are. And she said the types of companies that she worked for, she did so with her parents' help, but her parents had said fuck her years ago. And Charlie's like, well, go back and help them. You go back and ask them. You never know what they'll do for you. And I'm like, is she really blowing this girl off like that? You know, it's like, she telling you that her parents stopped speaking to her years ago. How are you just gonna say, well, go back there and ask them for help? That was like, come on, Charlie, for real. You not that naive. So Darla was like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry, I came to you. I got this. I'll do something on my own. So she go meets with her sponsor, and her sponsor, she explains to her sponsor why she's so adamant about slowing down that relationship with Rod. Now I finally get an understanding myself. And it's like, she doesn't want to feel that she's always dependent on someone else to come save her. She wants people to like believe in her and that she has grown and strengthened as a person, that she could be the one that could be leaned on and counted on, which is now giving me a better understanding of why she left her job. I still said it was a fucked up move, but the fact that she left her job, she wanted Rod to know that she can be counted on. And it's sad that she has to feel this way, like she's always trying to prove herself to everybody. You know, sometimes she want to feel like people can count on her, that they can lean on her, and it makes her feel better as a person. It doesn't make her feel dependent. you know, somebody that's had a dependency on drugs, they don't want, now that they've come out of that, they don't want to always feel like they have to depend on other people to continuously rescue them. So now I kind of get a better understanding of what's going on in Darla's head. Bi's going around town to different, I guess, restaurants and trying to sell off her pies on consignment. And the first lady that she was talking to really wasn't even giving her the time of day. Bitch wouldn't even look at her in her eyes. I can't stand it. I'm having a conversation with you. Look me in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have time to talk to me right now, schedule me a time. But don't say, all right, we could talk. And then you don't even like make eye contact with me when I'm trying to have a conversation with you. So the lady blew her off and basically told her, look, you go find somebody else that'll take these pies from you, and I'll see how good they do over there, and then you can come back to me with that shit. So Davis is picking up Micah from the Habitat from Humanity Day and realizes that Dr. DuBois knows him from college. They used to ball against each other in college. So they exchange niceties, and Davis is about to walk off. And of course, people are taking some pictures and want to get selfies, but then there's a whole crowd over by some chickadee. And Micah explains who she was. I think she was an entertainer. If I'm wrong, correct me. I think she was an entertainer, and caught his little eye. Had a little twinkle in it. She's going on about how she doesn't really come out there and do any type of work, but she likes to actually come in and support. She grew up in the Habitat for Humanity house. She thinks it's good for the community to come together and just at least support, be there for each other. So they turn the camera to Davis and like, somebody else is here. What you think about it? And he's like, you know, I'm really here for my son. And he kept talking, but it still made it seem like he was actually there doing work, like he was there for the community. He wasn't there for the community at all, because his whole speech like, yeah, we need to build together and do things together, but you're not there for that. You're there to pick up Micah. But, you know, it rolled with it. And him and Miss Entertainer, they was throwing their little googly eyes at each other, and not only did I, but that reporter caught that too, because she was like, okay. That may be the next big news story, the little googly eyes. Somebody will tell me her name if y'all remember, because I don't remember. I know she's going to come back up. She's Davis's type. Dr. DuBois, and I like, this is, I said, I don't know if I want to call him Joe or Dr. DuBois. Dr. Joe. So Dr. Joe and Nova are sitting there and enjoying each other's company, as always. They're going through the Ninth Ward. You know, they always have very deep intellectual conversations with one another. And initially, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just shallow. Initially, I was like, that's cool. She finally found somebody that's her match. And I'm like, do they ever laugh and joke with one another? Is every conversation got to be so deep? I love an intellectual man, but I like somebody that can make me laugh as well. So I'm hoping that they could show that side of one another, other than always being so serious. Every topic, from just like putting nails in the board, he had to go on this whole deep conversation about how he appreciated the calluses on his daddy's hands, and he wanted to, it's like they're trying to make every episode a poem. I mean, it's like I said, it's cute in the beginning, but in a full-blown relationship, wouldn't that get kind of tiring? That every conversation we had to be such deep, intellectual, social, centered conversations. You couldn't have any type of lighthearted conversation. So I hope they're going to show us more of them. That's what I'm hoping. So they go for ice cream, and during the ice cream, Dr. Joe says, hey, look, Nova, I'm feeling you, girl. You didn't think I just came all the way from the ATL to New Orleans just to go hit a nail in the head with the hammer. A nail in the head with the hammer. Is that right? I guess so. That's right. So yeah, while he says that, ring ring, she gets a phone call from Charlie. And Charlie like, look, do you just not respect me? What the hell? You take my son down to this doggone community service and make him blow off his therapy? Nova's like, he told me that this is something for school and that he needed a community service officer. That's all I knew. I didn't even know he was going to therapy. And she was like, okay, sorry, I apologize. And Nova can really tell that Charlie is going through something mentally right now. So she doesn't really get back onto that I like you, Nova thing with Dr. Joe. She's like, you know, I can't go on a date with you tonight because he asked her out. I gotta go see about my sister. So she goes over to Charlie's house. Charlie is in a headspace. She is. And Nova says she could sense her energy. She does like, she didn't do smudging because she did candles. But I think she did still have a sage leaf And she did it with the candles with the sage leaf, and she just went around the house to try to clear the energy in the home. She like, the home's going to feel so much better, especially when I leave. They sit down and break bread, and they talk about Charlie, a relationship a little bit with her mom. And Nova's like, you know, your mama turned you into a control freak. I mean, let's be honest, okay? And Charlie, you know, I think she understood where she was coming from. And at the same time, I was like, Nova, I ain't the only one that's a control freak, but Nova tried to put that off on Aunt Vi. And I understood why they were sitting there in the dark with the candles while they were doing the smudging, but like, what they got against lights? Every time Charlie is in a room somewhere, unless it's at an office setting, they're always in a dark ass room. Like, turn on some fucking lights. That's why the damn house feels so dreary. Light that bitch up, you know? I don't know. Okay, so Micah goes with Davis, and they're going to shoot some hoops, some stuff that they used to do back in the day together, and said they hadn't did it in a long time. But they're going to play, not necessarily, is it horse? I know you go around 5 times, whatever. It's not really horse, but they're going to shoot some hoops, and basically for every basket that's made from the 3-point line, they have to give a question, give an honest answer. First, Mike was like, nah, but when he realized he could ask his daddy anything too, he went ahead on it. So after Micah take his first shot, of course he hit the basket. He's asking his daddy, so, Papa, are you a sex addict? I wasn't expecting that question. I was expecting, why you cheating on my mama? That's what I was expecting. But he asked him, was he a sex addict? And Davis was like, no, I'm not a sex addict. What I am is spoiled, pretty much. You know, I learned how to shoot some hoops, and because of that, people have given me everything I wanted, and I just got used to being greedy. And I'm trying to be a better man, trying to change, but that's just pretty much where it was at. I got greedy. So Davis took his shot, pop, pop, pop. Of course, he made it too. And he asked him, did the cops rough you up? And Michael said, no, the cops didn't rough me up. He said it was just a scary situation. And, you know, I still think about it, and I still get scared at times because I was not in control of myself. I didn't have any control of who I am and my movements and what I was doing. And that's a scary situation. And I totally understand that too. I don't like not being in control, which is one reason why I don't do drugs, because I don't like not being in control of my mental state, where I can go and who I'm feeling and what people are doing to me. Yeah. Like one of the times, I mentioned this in one of my other videos, that I went to jail before, and it's been many times. One of the times when I went to jail, we was going through the system, and it's a bunch of us ladies sitting there, and the cop was all nice, chummy. He was laughing and joking with me the whole way over to the penitentiary. And we get over there, and we in this room, and he lined all of us up in there. And then once the door shut, he's like, all right, hoes, get the fuck up. Everybody jumped up but me, because I'm thinking, you ain't fucking talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you hear me? I know you fucking heard me. Ho, get the fuck up. And me and my rebellious state of mind, I'm like, okay, you can call me Shanice, you can call me Davis, you can call me motherfucking inmate, but you're not finna call me ho. So because of my flipping ass mouth, they stuck me in a cell with what they call the big bi, or the big gay chicks, the big butch chicks, as if that was going to intimidate me. See, a lot of people don't understand. You don't know where the fuck I come from. So I have a lot of butch women in my family. I have a lot of butch women as friends. Gay people don't scare me, but they thought that they was going to scare me by putting me in there. And then when they realized they didn't, they lost my black ass in the system. They spelled my name wrong on the dockets, so I couldn't be found, so I couldn't be bailed out. I'm gonna tell this story one day. I'm gonna tell y'all the whole story one day in one of my story times. So anyway, so I understand what he says, not being able to be in control. Because after a while, I got pissed about not being in control. I couldn't say when I could use the phone. I couldn't call people. They wouldn't let me use the phone at all. So I couldn't use the bathroom when I wanted to. There was like a toilet in the middle of the floor, and everybody sitting there looking at you, and you had to wipe when they say wipe, and chew when they say chew. Don't drop your plate and your food, because you ain't getting no more. You know, that gets to you. But so and that got to me as a fucking adult, so I could clearly understand how that was for Micah. Like when I got locked up when I was 16, I was a hard head. I was a naughty head. So it was a different experience. I wasn't me and Micah came from 2 different paths, so his experience would have been a lot different. If I wasn't such a fucking hard head and coming from the type of upbringing that I came up from, I probably would have been just as scared as he was. So I totally understand that. We go back to the house, to the farm with Ra, and Blue was in there tearing the fucking house up. Darla comes in like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And he was like, I can't find Kenya. Now earlier, Darla was giving Blue a bath, and she was asking him, why does he like Kenya so much? He was like, Kenya's my best friend. She got her like me, yada, yada, yada. And I knew at that moment that something was about to happen with that motherfucking down. And as soon as he said he couldn't find Darla and he turned up this house, I said, Darla done did something to that motherfucking down. But at the same time, I was thinking, no, this little motherfucking boy ain't turned up this goddamn house. You ain't lost your motherfucking mind. You can look for Kenya all the fuck you want, but you ain't finna turn my goddamn house up. Roger's standing back there letting him tear shit up. He flipping couches and pushing lamps, and house is fucked the hell up to be damned. So Darla's like, ooh, Rod, come here, let me holler at you for something. Hey, I got rid of the dial. You know, what the hell you mean you got rid of the dial? She said, yeah, I threw it away. What the fuck you do that for? I don't know. I hate that answer. You know why you did it. There was a reason that you decided to take this dial today, but don't tell me you don't know. But one, you ain't her damn daddy, Rod, so don't be trying to check her like that. So he was like, so here you go being selfish and mysterious. Where you get the fuck that from? And she was like, I'm not selfish nor mysterious. So what the fuck are you talking about? But still, he was like, I didn't go find this fucking dial. Rob rushed up out the place, go find a dial. Well, no, he didn't go find a dial. He went to where Darla said she threw it away. He going through the dumpster. He dumpster diving at this point. Without no gloves on, nasty motherfucker. Ugh. So he dumpster diving, and while he dumpster diving, the police roll up on him. Hands up, don't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Hands up, don't shoot. Cop rolled up like, hey, what the hell you doing? What you think you're doing? First, I'm tripped up why these cops rolled up on him in the alley like that. They don't even roll up on a homeless like that, but okay, he rolled up on him like that. He said it's private property, so maybe the owner called, maybe they didn't. 9 times out of 10, the owner gonna come outside and be like, hey, what the hell you doing in my trash can before they call the cops? But still, he said he called, especially in Darla's neighborhood. Darla don't live in no upscale neighborhood where they like, ooh, it's a private property, let me call the cops. I don't want to interact. Darla neighborhood, them store owners gonna come out like, oh, what the fuck you doing in my dumpster? That's what the owner's gonna do. But okay, we're gonna let that ride. So while he was there, I thought the white cop was one of the ones that showed up to the house, but I guess he wasn't. He looked at the officer that was next to him, which was a black cop, and turns to find out this is his old friend. So they let him slide or whatever he was doing. And they start to exchange niceties about back in the day and how things used to be. And Rob was saying that he want to build a life with Darla. He want to have her at the farm. He want to raise babies with her, you know. I was like, well, damn, he feeling like that. So he said, but she was just dead wrong for throwing the damn doll away. He made mention that I remember how it was for you. I said, so was the boy gay? So I think the cop was gay. That's what I'm thinking at first. But then when the cop goes on to explain his story, he said, you know what, you was always there for me. He said, especially when they was always talking about why your voice so deep, Antoinette. And I said, well, wait a minute, is the cop transgender? So I don't know if the cop was gay or the cop was transgender. If somebody got a clearer understanding, let me know down in the comments. But he mentioned that his name was Antoinette, or the people said he had a deep voice to be Antoinette. But and he went to the academy, or he went somewhere, and Rob saw him. He thought that Rob was gonna bust him out in the academy, and Rob was like, "Nah." He said, "That's all you said was like, what's up?" And then we kept it moving. So he wanted to thank him for that and thank him for being there for him. The Blue said that he clearly understands. I mean, not Blue. Rob said he clearly understands why Blue wants that down. So I guess they are implying that he knows that his son may be gay. I think that's where they're going with that. Okay, and I was saying before y'all like get on Darla about she shouldn't have threw that doll away. She shouldn't have threw that doll away. Trust and believe at least 9 out of every 10 children have had their parents throw something away that they held onto so dearly. Maybe it was an old ugly teddy bear, a pair of socks, an old shirt, some holy drawers, something that your parent. And 9 out of 10 of my friends had a dog come up missing. They turtle ran away. That was your parents getting rid of that shit. Like, trust and believe. Like, even if it wasn't something physical, something that they took away from you, what you didn't want to have take away, like the belief in the Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy and that Santa Claus wasn't real. Something of comfort to you as a youth was taken away by your parents so that you could grow up and mature faster. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're getting rid of that old childhood thing that you're holding on to so strong to try to force you to growing up, being, you know, something like that. Even though Darla didn't say that, that's what I was assuming that she was doing. So they go over to Vi. She feeling down about not being able to get the pies up. She laying in the bed, listen to some old blues and some shit like that. And Wood like, get up, woman, come on now. You ain't finna lay up in the bed. You done soaked. She's like, this is what I'm gonna do today. I done already soaked. You gonna let me feel like I gotta feel. He said, not today. You done did it for one day. You ain't finna turn to two. Let's get to moving. He said, hey, you're not in this alone. I got you. I just want to let you know I got you. She's like, you know, that broke me. He said, hey, you bent, not broke, a woman. Come on, let's get on up and let's try it again. Rod comes home, and I thought he was about to confront Darla about the dial again. And I think he was just pretty much, he still want her to move in, and he don't want her to go. And she's like, it's time for me to go. And she was like, look, the only thing I was able to be was a good mother to him, and I fucked that up. And I thought that when I went away, when I went into my dark place, that the reason that Blue was holding on to Kenya so bad is because he missed me. And then when I returned, he didn't let the dial go. So I felt not needed. And so I was like, damn, that's a whole nother different spiel to it than what I was thinking, you know. So, and Ron like, that's what you thought? Boy, you and Kenya ain't got nothing to do with one another. So it's almost like he understands that maybe Blue is showing early signs of being gay in his eyes, and Darla still don't recognize it, but he still didn't say it to her. So I wonder how that's going to play out. So Vi going out with these pies again with Wood. They go to a black establishment this time, and the boy's like, look here, I ain't got time for this. It's too damn hot in this place. If whatever you selling, I ain't buying. And Wood's like, look, if I take a look at your air conditioning, would you at least listen to her? And he said, all right, I agree to it. So Wood go out there to go take a look at the air conditioning, and Vi started to give her pitch, and he looked like, woman, didn't I just say it's too hot for this shit? I don't need to hear all this hot steam blowing out your mouth. But Vi's like, you know what? Let the pies to go for themselves. I'm going to let you go and taste them. He grabbed a fork, and he dipped his fork into that pie. And I like to scream, like, Vi, Olette, what the hell are you doing letting that man stick that fork into that damn pie? You know better. We do not go dipping and diving and double dipping into pies. And he just steady dipping in. He's like, oh, try this one. He still got the same fork, and he dipping into another pie. No, you cut that motherfucker off a slice. You don't let him dip and dive into your pies like that. You still got some other places you gotta go to. Try to sell some stuff too, boy. Oh, But bro liked the pies. He thought they was really good. So I think, you know, she may have did good, may have got some business there. Micah goes home. Charlie didn't go in on him, and he was waiting for it. She turned back and finished painting her walls, and then he go to help her. Then she invited him to a movie, and they agreed to go out. Darla bought another dial for Micah. You know how sometimes, like I said, you got rid of that bird, and you try to replace him with that bird with another bird, and your kid like, that's not TT. And you bring another dog in and look like that's not Poopsie. That's not him. I know my Poopsie. Poopsie had a red dot underneath his left ear. This one don't. So, but that's what Darla want to try to do. And Rod's like, nah, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. But in the meantime, she gets a phone call from Charlie. And Charlie said, you know what? I looked up your resume again, and you know what? I think you got a job here with me. I need an administrative assistant. We're about to open up in a couple weeks. You think you can in? You know, it's gonna be some early days, late nights. It's gonna be some hard work. And she's like, I am there, right? So she turns to Rod and says, hey, I got a job, boo. He like, it's like I told you. That's what's up. I knew it was gonna happen for you. And he's like, well, tell me about it. She said it's with Charlie. Rod's whole face was like, ew. The fuck you say? No, you didn't say my sister. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. Oh boy. What's her name? Sarah Camarillo. She mentioned in last week's video that she thought that Darla should get a job with Charlie. And I had not considered it. At first I was like, you know, Darla should get a job with Vi. I didn't think that Vi had quit the restaurant, but I guess she did. But I wasn't thinking with Vi with the restaurant. I was thinking with Vi with the pies. She could help us sell off the pies. And Sarah Camarillo was like, yes, she could get a job with Charlie. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think that. And that's what happened. So, girl, you was right. You was right. Look at my subscribers. They know some stuff. They know some stuff. So that's the end of Queen Sugar, season 2, episode 5, Caroling Dusk. Again, if you know what the hell that title, if you know that poem, and you know what the heck it has to do with this doggone episode, break that shit down for me. All right. Like I said, although I gave y'all some information, I still wasn't as moved by this episode. So I hope that I kept it moving for you, though. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.